It was a good win. It was a lot in the game that I was pleased with. Some not so much, the goal included, but I thought the start was good. Thought we looked like a team on a good run of form. Started really confidently. We passed the ball well, side to side, put balls in the box, asked the question. It culminated in the mistake for young Murray, just as applying pressure. So thought we deservedly went in front. And then Celtic response was what you expect for them, and we were disappointed with that we never stayed on the job really, stayed on top of it. They score, I don't know what they did, maybe a few minutes, it felt quick. We knocked off, we should have dealt with it at the source. It was probably the only time really in the game where we were so easily kind of, just thought we were a bit negligent with doing my jobs. I don't know if we're still caught up in the moment a wee bit of the goal. So in Celtic were a better team after that for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. We were caught between a wee bit, well we got spooked with them equalising, but they started to enjoy a wee bit of territory without really hurting us, but started to enjoy a wee bit of territory. And there was a wee bit more confidence in their play, but I thought we finished the first half strongly, the better team, and I thought we were unlucky actually not to score before half time. We corrected a few things at half time. I thought we were a better team second half. I thought our response, when there was a bit more needed, we gave it, and our press was better, our control of the game was better, we passed the ball better, our spaces were far tighter, and we never allowed Celtic any sort of rhythm and any flow. So the second goal was really pleasing for me because we work it from left to right, and then we come back across the pitch right to left, and both our strikers are involved in the build-up. It comes to Casaridis. And that's why in those sort of moments you're looking for that quality. That's why he's here, that's why he's in the team. 1v1, edge of the box, he's got the quality scorers we've seen. So a brilliant moment for us. And then we did to Celtic really what they did to us. We stayed on the job this time, and we get the third goal with a penalty. Good combination play, a bit more basic that one. It was up to Lawrence a flick, and Braga runs the gaps, and he's technical enough to draw the foul, and we get the penalty and Lawrence tucks it away. So at 3-1, I never ever felt under too much threat from that, to be honest. But you're always wary because of the quality Celtic have got, it can change in a heartbeat.
I know you're trying to keep a lid on the excitement, but
No, I'm keeping a lid on it.
do you sense there is a strength within this squad to keep it going?
I think there's still improvement in us, to be honest. I do think there's a bit more in us. I think we've got good strength in the squad. My bench is strong. There's boys in the stand that are not involved today, who are training at a good level. We get Aju on the day, and obviously there's been a lot made of that, and try to get that integration with him. We've got one or two things lined up for January, and so. But at the minute we just need to. We've got 2 months of football ahead of that, and we just need to keep the fight as well. To keep improving, Peter. I think we need to keep. I think as clear as day, we need to keep improving. As good as today was, and we'll enjoy it. I thought we deserved the win, and that's good for us. I think it does us no harm in terms of a reference to the players, in terms of confidence and taking belief if they ever needed it. But we never had the game way up there the way it's been talked about. We just had the game as a game. It was a chance to win, and we've seen the importance of it. And I thought the players dealt with the game really well, and it's what I expected was how they dealt with the game. The outcomes, so obviously you can't control the outcome, but I thought we got the deserved outcome today.
I know as a manager you obviously have the job to do to try and get them right for the games, but is a bigger job for you trying to block out the noise that will affect the players, because the fans will be saying to them, we are all guilty of rolling you guys up there as possible title challenger.
But I think it's a long way to go. I mean, if this was after the second round of games and we were sitting in the position we're in, then it might be a wee bit more difficult for me to sit here and say what I'm saying. But at the minute it's easy to say what I'm saying. We're still so long of the season to go, 29 games or whatever it is. We're not even through the first round of fixtures, but what we are getting, and what we should all be encouraged by from my point of view, is we're getting consistent performance, scoring goals, even today, creating more chances, creating more big chances, more shots on target, more penalty box entries. We're far more effective with what they do. Celtic never really quite connected the game. They went a bit longer, and we dealt with that one once we got our distances right at times. We got a lot of the game, what we wanted from the game today, but it's still only 3 points, and it's important that we can't be after the Lord Mayor's show on Wednesday. We go to Paisley, and we know how difficult that is at any time. So So just because we're in a good run of form and we'll take the good of that, because football's not always like that. Sometimes you're searching for a win, you can't get a win. You're searching for players are searching for confidence. We're searching for a goal. You're struggling to keep clean sheets. At the minute we've got all that, but it's important we just recognise why we're getting that and just keep trying to continue to improve.
Derek, I appreciate what you're saying there, but you've been in title races with Celtic before with Aberdeen. You finished second to them several times. Does this feel different this season?
I think what we've got here is a strong, probably a stronger depth in terms of if you're actually in terms of squads. But my squad at Aberdeen was magnificent. Some magnificent players going to do so many good things in their career. So I don't think it's like for like, and it's a bit. I understand the question, but for us here, we are just trying to kind of continue the fight with ourselves. We're trying to integrate a lot of new players. But what I keep saying to people is we're still getting 6 of the boys that were in the building in every starting 11, 6 or 7. You know, so it's not just been a magic wand and recruitment. Recruitment's been smart, and recruitment we feel will really pay its dividends. But we're getting a bit more for the players that were here, and that's down to the players. And I think they're all enjoying it as they should.
Have you had a chance to speak to Tony Bloom?
Today? No. He messaged me this morning. He was obviously come up from Manchester quite late last night. He stayed in the hotel, but I'll no doubt get a chat with him before he heads off.
You said last week you want your players to get used addicted to winning. I think what the phrase is that what you saw in the second half? Just not letting it go.
I think so. I think there's obviously always an opponent trying to stop you winning. So you've got to overcome your opponent. But I think for us, in terms of half time, I don't think any of the players settled for a draw wouldn't have been the worst result, you know, and clearly. I don't think anybody was settling for that. We thought there was a bit more in us, and I thought if we corrected a few things that we could actually give ourselves a better chance to win. So, but it's all right me saying it. The players have got to go and deliver that, and you know I'm pleased that they've took the opportunity it was there today, because it was an opportunity. There's no doubt about it. And I think, as I say, whether it changes people's perceptions or whether it fuels their narrative of what they think, I actually don't really care too much about that, to be honest. I'm just concentrating on trying to manage a group of boys who are giving everything, and they have done since first day.
Is that the thing, Derek? It's all right for them to dream, but it's the key for you as the realist got to keep the dream in check.
I genuinely don't think MD's dreaming. I think we're just the game's just coming thick and fast. I actually not looking beyond it. I get it and understand it because it's unusual for any team to be 8 points clear of a team like Celtic, but I'm well aware that Celtic are going to get better and improve, and they've got the strength. You've got to say Celtic spend millions and they pay millions in wages, a lot more than we can ever do. So there's a huge advantage that they've got over us. So any advantage we had going into the game, being a bit fresher, maybe they've got a few injuries or whatever, but listen, they hands down have got so many advantages over every other team in the league at the minute, including ourselves. So we are not focusing on Celtic, we're not focusing on anybody other than ourselves, to be honest, because I can't control what other teams will do and whatever they spend and whatever, but I can concentrate on us trying to get better. And in answer to your question, I think we have just got to recognise that there's work to be done here. We intend to do it well, but we do feel as if there's an improvement in us.
How important were your midfield twos today?
They were good. I thought when they always are. I thought they anticipated really well. I thought they were really influential in the first part of the game. Allowing us to put a foot in the ball and go side to side. But everything, when you play against a team who've got 3 in there and 3 very good players, and at some point you need that extra body somewhere, and the extra body at times can come from one of your wide ones tucking in, it can come from a striker dropping in, and it can come from a defender, Halkett or Finlay stepping into the place. But, it's not an easy shift. I played for a manager who consistently played 4-4-2, and I was one of the midfielders, and I know how hard that is to play in there, and I thought the two of them did brilliantly well, because you've got to anticipate well, but you've got to look after the ball well. There's a big demand on them physically, but the two of them were magnificent again, and it's 2 players that I was keen to work with when I got the job, and they've been everything that I would have hoped for.
You talk about it all starts from the front, and Shankland kind of put in that captain's performance with his work that he did. There was one point he was on the edge of the box.
Yeah, and that's against Celtic, and people see that, but he's done that, I think, every game this season. His numbers, his running stats are more than any other player. He might not have the same high intensity sprints as every player, but his coverage is more than any other player every game. He is in such a good place, Lawrence, at the minute. I think he always looks as if he's got that confidence, the calmness to make the right decision. He's got goals in him. He scores a brilliant penalty. He practiced it loads yesterday, that penalty, in training. But his work rate was the same as it was for every player. I think what we've got here is real togetherness. We've got a physical output in terms of how hard we work, but we've also got good technical ability, which you can't get the results and go in the sort of run that we're on by just being hard-working and organised and fit and stuff. There's a wee bit of polish on the end of it as well, and I think sometimes that can be forgotten about, but it's going to be important for us to win games, because every game we play we're not wholly better than anybody else. I genuinely feel that. We've got work to do every game, including Paisley on Wednesday. Cheers, thank you.